Welcome to tonight's video on chapter 1, section 4. The first thing we're going to talk about is what is a ray. A ray is part of a line. You have one endpoint and the ray extends indefinitely in one direction. And no, we're not talking about the band One Direction. So, here's your endpoint A. Here's another point on the ray B. So when you name a ray, you draw a ray, just one endpoint, and it goes on in one direction. And you have to name the endpoint first and then the other point. You can't say ray BA if B is not the endpoint. So there's a difference between ray AB and ray BA. It's not like a line where you can go in either order. An angle is formed by two rays. That share a common endpoint. Rays that make up the angle are called sides. The common endpoint is called the vertex. So if you draw an angle here, ABC here, so the sides are AB and B, sorry, not AB, my mistake. The sides are BA and BC. Those are the sides of the angle. The vertex is B. Now, when you name this angle, you can name it angle ABC, angle CBA. You can name it angle B. Notice the vertex must be in the middle. All right, the vertex must be in the middle. Now, sometimes there's a number in the space there, and you can also call it angle 2. All right, but the vertex must be in the center. You can't say angle BAC. That's not BAC because A is not the vertex. The vertex must be in the center when you name an angle. It says name all angles that have B as a vertex. Angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, and angle GBA. This one up here, or you could say ABG. Name the sides of angle 5. They're ray BG and ray BE. Those are the sides of angle 5. What's another name for angle 6? It is angle EBD. You could say angle DBE. You could say angle FBD. You could say angle DBF. Now in this one, you can't just say angle B because B has many angles as its vertex. So you can't just say angle B. Which angle has X as a vertex? And that would be angle AXB here, AXB. That is the one that has X as the vertex. which ray is a side of angle 3? And that ray would be AY is over here, so that is not a side of angle 3. XN is this way, that is a side of angle 3. RA goes this way, but R is not on angle 3. So therefore it's not a side of angle 3. Alright, what is another name for angle 3? And angle 3 is here. RXB is this way, that's not angle 3. YXB is not angle 3. NXA, that is angle 3, so that is C. When you classify angles by their measure. So for example, a right angle, the angle is equal to 90 degrees. So for example here, drawing angle A, if there's a little red box here, that means 90 degrees. So the measure of angle A here is equal to 90 degrees, and that means it's a right angle. Acute angle, the angle is less than 90 degrees. So something like that, if the measure of angle B is less than 90 degrees, that means it is acute. Obtuse means the angle is between 90 and 180. It's not 90, it's not 180, but it's between them. So something like this is obtuse, where 90 is between the measure of angle C and between less than 180. So like 135, that is an obtuse angle. So here classify TYV as right, acute, or obtuse. TYV, well notice there's a right angle here, so that means that is also a right angle. So TYV is a right angle. The measure of angle WYT, is it right, acute, or obtuse? WYT, so it's this right here. So that's more than 90, so it is obtuse. Measure of TYU, well that is going to be acute, because it's less than 90. The measure of angle CZD, CZT, that is obtuse, and it's 150 degrees if you read the protractor. CZE here, well if this is 90, then that's 90 as well, so it's 90 degrees, and it is a right angle, not acute. The next one, DZX, it's acute, it's 30 degrees, and then, so that's A. Alright, so the next question says interior design. It says the 5-pointed star sticker is shown with vertices labeled, and it says GBH and HCI. That's what you want to find. So you want to find this one and this one, and it says they're equal. And so since GBH is 2x plus 5 and HCI is 3x minus 10, and they're equal, you set them equal to each other. So when you subtract 2x to get x, and you add 10, x equals 15, so that means that 2 times 15 plus 5 is equal to 35, and that is the measure of angle GBH. And then 3 times 15 minus 10 is 45 minus 10, which is 35, and that is the measure of angle HCI. So they're both 35. Here it says BHC and DJE are what you want to find, and they're equal. So if they're equal, the angles, you can set the measures equal. So notice you subtract 3x, you get x, subtract 5, and you get 25. So 4 times 25 plus 5, that is 105, and so that means they're both 105. There's one set that I wanted to emphasize on the extra practice, and that's 17 and 18. Notice it says that ray BA and BC are opposite rays. Opposite rays they form a straight line. Because basically you have a ray that goes one way and a ray that goes the next way, and they have the same endpoint. So those would be ray AB and AC are opposite rays. So these are opposite rays, BA and BC. BD bisects angle EBC, so that means it cuts it in two equal parts. So whenever it says something bisects, it cuts it into two congruent parts. So 4x plus 16 is EBD, and DBC is 6x plus 4. So since they're equal, you set them equal. Subtract the 4x. So you get 2x, subtract the 4, so you get 12, so x equals 6. And then EBD would be, so substituting back in for EBD, you get 4 times 6 plus 16, so 24 plus 16 is equal to 40. So the measure of angle EBD is 40. So this one here, actually let's just use the picture up above. So we'll erase this. So once again, these two are the same, but it tells you EBD is 4x minus 8, and EBC, so the whole thing, is 5x plus 20. So you know this is also 4x minus 8. So 4x minus 8 plus 4x minus 8 is equal to 5x plus 20. So you have 8x minus 16 is equal to 5x plus 20. Subtract 5x and add 16. So 3x equals 38, x equals 12 when you divide by 3. So then you're trying to find EBC, and that's 5 times 12 plus 20. So it's 60 plus 20, which is 80. And x is 12. All right, hopefully that video helped, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Have a good evening.